Hey guys, welcome back to the MCU HQ. I am doing a video I have never done before, but I thought it might be fun. I am currently driving to the theater to see Eternals. I've never done like a little car video. I don't know what the technical term for it is, but I was like, I'll prop up my camera and record a bit beforehand. So, some stuff I want to say about this movie before I go see it. Oh yeah, I also have my car light on, so that way I come across better on the camera. So if that light ends up blinding me and I get hit, I was doing it for the channel. Anyway, this is Marvel's first Rotten movie on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, yes, I know Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean anything, and for people who don't understand why people say Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean anything, let me explain to you why that is. Rotten Tomatoes is not an accurate representation of film criticism because it doesn't work on like a grade scale. So if basically Rotten Tomatoes only works on a scale of whether you like it or if you don't. So a movie like Paddington 2 that has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes does not mean every person who graded it gave it an A+. It just means every person who graded it liked it. And so that comes up as a positive on Rotten Tomatoes and gives it 100%. Whereas if you take any Adam Sandler movie that has a 0, it doesn't mean everyone who reviewed that movie gave it an F, although they probably did. It just means that every person that has a review on Rotten Tomatoes did not like the movie. So if you have a movie like Eternals, as of recording this, I just ran over a skunk. It was dead already. Okay, I did not kill it. It was already dead. If it has a 51% is what Eternals has right now, that just means that 51% of people liked it and 49% of people did not like it. So that's what that means. So basically in Rotten Tomatoes lingo, that just means that the movie is controversial and that people are mixed on it. But I will say, it's wondering when it was going to happen. 13 years. Marvel's been making movies, and I don't know when Rotten Tomatoes was created, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't before Iron Man. But anyway, this is the first time in the MCU's history, I'm only counting Marvel Studios productions, not the Netflix shows, not the ABC shows, of main MCU stuff. This is the first time they've had a rotten score, which is interesting. So that honestly just makes me more excited to see the movie, because, I don't know, controversial things I gravitate towards. Like, The Last Jedi, I like. The Last of Us Part 2, I like. I have a video on my other channel explaining why I like it. It's half an hour long. I might move it over to this channel, honestly, because I really don't use my other channel anymore. Yeah, but anyway, so I will give you my thoughts after the movie, my quick thoughts. I'll have my 2 reviews up tomorrow. I am working like 8 hours tomorrow though, so I'll probably have my reviews up in the evening, but I want to get my initial reactions to the movie out to you as soon as possible. So tomorrow morning I will probably upload this video first thing so you guys can see my first thoughts on the movie. Whether I liked it or not, we will see, although I have a feeling I'll like it more than Captain Marvel. Alright, let's chat here before I start driving. So Eternals. Okay. All right, so I do want to give my quick thoughts on this movie because I do have thoughts. I think some of the characters were good. A lot of the character stuff didn't hit home for me. Some of the character arcs, they just didn't do it for me. Also, the stakes in this movie want to be up here, and they're all the way down here. They do not hit as hard as the movie wants them to. The theme and message of this movie, I'm not going to get into in this because it'd be spoilers, but when they wrote it, I think they thought they were onto something, and they weren't. That's all I'm going to say. Also, is CGI getting worse? Like, my theory as to why CGI is not great right now is because Marvel is putting out 4 movies and 5 shows this year, all of which need VFX work, except I guess What If is all animated. And so sometimes things aren't going to be great. And the third act of Eternals especially the end of the third act, does not look great at all. It looks like poorly cropped people onto green screens. I did not like that. It took me out of it a bunch. There was this like shot of Icarus, and I was like, what the hell what is this? This does not look okay. Like, how did they approve this? There's no way they approved this. So, do I hate the movie? No. Is it one of the lesser Marvel movies? Yeah, it's probably pretty low to the bottom. I think overall, to sum it up, I don't think this movie knows what it wants to be, because it seems like it wants to be a something different than what we've seen in the MCU, but it fails at that. It seems like it wants to, but so at the same time, it also feels like it just wants to kind of be an MCU movie, but it also doesn't feel like that. I don't know what it is. It honestly feels like a very high budget indie film. Like, it feels like a $2 million story with a $200 million budget. It looks like that. Like, the whole thing kind of seems like it was shot to be an indie film. But I do need to say, Chloe Zhao did win the Best Directing Oscar for a reason. I think the movie's directed pretty well. The cinematography is great at some points. Some points it's not. But some points it is. I think visually it's a pretty good looking film. My issues lie elsewhere with it. There's still a lot to unpack in the movie, and like I said, I'll have like my official reviews up later today, hopefully, or tomorrow if that doesn't work. But I do think the last thing I want to mention just in this first thoughts video is that the structure and pacing of this film really screwed it over, because things will happen to characters that you're supposed to have, like, feel emotion for, but you don't know them yet. Very early on in this movie, something happens to Ajak and something happens to Thena. And you're supposed to be upset about it, but you don't know the characters at all, so you feel nothing. And that continues for some characters throughout most of the movie. And that really, really bums me out, because they want you to feel something for all of these characters, and certain things will happen, and I don't really feel anything. And I was supposed to, especially because it affects the whole team of Eternals. They want you to feel something, and it does not work. So, do I think this movie deserves the 51% it has on Rotten Tomatoes? Yes, I do. I do think it was disappointing. It's not my least favorite MCU movie. I can still find some enjoyment in it. I get a kick out of some of the characters. But it was very disappointing. It was very disappointing. Which makes it funnier that apparently at Marvel they have been loving it, and Kevin Feige's been talking about how great it was. So that's a big oof, because it's really not resonating with anyone else. But those are my quick first reactions on this movie. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I'll have reviews up, all sorts of Eternals videos probably, because there's a lot to discuss with this movie. I thought that would be a lot cooler than it was. But guys, yeah, I'm going to go home. I'm going to get some sleep, ponder the movie, think about it a bit more. So I look forward to hearing all your thoughts, and I also look forward to doing my own reviews of this movie. And after I think about it and take some notes on it, what all I have to say in my actual reviews. So that's going to be it. Have a great day, guys.